How's it going, guys? It's Ryan here, and welcome to this low-level or starter guide to Araxxor. Now, let me quickly talk for like literally less than a minute, and then we'll jump right into the guide. Okay, so first thing, this is a low-level guide, not in the sense that you can kill Araxxor with level 60 stats, but in the sense that this is going to be in no way elitist. This is going to focus on basic mechanics and what you need to know to get successful, consistent kills at this boss. I'm going to teach you all the mechanics and everything you need to know, but focus mostly on that. This guide, the goal is to take someone who has died a bunch in Araxxor, who has failed, who can't do it, or who hasn't even tried it before, and show them everything they need to know to be able to get themselves consistent kills. That being said, the requirements are going to be the very first slide of the guide, so I will get right into that in just a second. Now, last thing I'm going to say before we start the guide is just this is not going to be easy if you have not done much high-tier PVM before, and I've designed the guide so that anyone, even if you haven't done any PVM before, should be able to follow it and learn it and understand the mechanics. Now, a lot of the backing footage for this guide is done on a level 108 account that only has a Spirit Terror. The reason I've done this is just to sort of allow more people to have access to this guide, just to say you can kill this boss on a very low-level account as long as you know the mechanics properly. Now, last thing that I always say, practice makes perfect. This is going to take a lot of practice, especially for those who haven't done much high-tier PVM before, so just be prepared to try a couple times and fail a couple times. It is going to happen, especially if you're on a lower level account. There's a lot less room for error. So anyway, guys, that being said, let's jump right into the requirements. Okay, so into the base requirements for this guide, I'm going to require you to have 70 defense, 80 ranging, 37 prayer, that's for the protect from magic prayer, 52 summoning for a Spirit Terror bird, and then a few million coins for gear. Now, the reason I'm only including ranged is because when you are learning Araxxor, the easiest way by far to learn is with ranging. Once you've got the mechanics down for ranging, it's pretty easy to transition to a melee kill if you want to do that, but ranging is the way to go when you're learning, for a bunch of reasons that I'll get into when I talk about specific mechanics. Okay, so we talked about requirements, which is like base stuff that you need to make sure that you're actually getting a kill, but if you actually want to camp the boss for a long period of time, this is what I would recommend having. I'd recommend you have 85 ranging, 70 prayer, 91 plus herbivore with a boost for overloads, and also 68 plus summoning for a war torn. Now, you don't actually need any of these things, but I do definitely recommend them, especially if you're trying to kill Araxxor on higher enrages, which is what I'm going to talk about right now. Alright, so Araxxor has a really cool enrage mechanic. What happens is every time you kill Araxxor, the enrage will jump up 20% at the start of the next kill, and then it resets at daily reset time, which is 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. Which means the more you kill it, the more challenging it gets. So if you're very good at it, you can do it a lot of times a day, but if you're just learning, you can only do it once or twice a day, and it won't get too difficult. The enrage affects the accuracy and the damage of all attacks. Okay, before I talk about what gear to use, a little bit of quick information about the boss. Araxxor is level 2,500, has 400,000 life points, is poisonous, attacks with all 3 combat styles depending on what combat style you are using, is immune to poison, and is also immune to stun. So with that in mind, let's get gear. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about gear and invent setup. Obviously, the main gear is very self-explanatory. Just use the highest tiered ranged gear you have, weapons and armor. But there are a bunch of other things that you need for this boss, and then some other things that'll help you out a lot, especially when you're learning. So let's go right into that. Alright guys, this is the most basic, low-level, entry-level setup that you could